Hello, and welcome to another session of Stelmo's Rants and Raves. I'm Stelmo. So let's just jump into this. So I'm checking out the news at the libertydaily.com, a news aggregator site. And I come across this headline, which I find really, really interesting. It says, "Listen to this trucker explain how foreign drivers are being sidelined just days after SCOTUS said companies are liable for them." Uh, this is an article written by Joel Abbott, and it appears in Not the Bee. And, I believe, and I've been saying for a really long time, that we, the American people, have our politicians gaslighting them on the issue of immigration. Even President Trump, who I think is the best president we've ever had, and certainly the best president when it comes to closing down our southern border and stopping the droves of illegal immigrants pouring into our country. He's done a good job, although it seems recently that they've put the brakes on apprehensions. Here in Florida, the story is they're going to be closing the Florida Alcatraz. Apparently, they don't have enough people to fill it up. But I can certainly tell them that there are plenty of people on the streets here. And granted, I don't know, or I'm not able to tell a legal person from an illegal person. But I will say this. Over the last 10 years, our population of Hispanic, or I should say Spanish-speaking people, has quadrupled or possibly even higher. Nowadays, it seems practically everywhere you go, you hear Spanish being spoken. So I believe that there is at best a slowdown in the number of apprehensions, and I realize that at least part of this could be because the devious, demonic Democrats are withholding money for ICE, and this is shameful. Hopefully, they pay a major price for this at the polls in November. But getting back to immigration, I have always said that if they really are honest and they really want to solve this problem, the way to go about that is to start putting the employers in prison. Trust me, you jail a couple employers from decent-sized companies who are hiring these illegal aliens, and you see how fast it stops. And that's what this headline here in this story illustrates to us. SCOTUS ruled that these scheduling, or I don't know what to call them, companies that put the drivers out, that they're liable if they put out a driver who is, how should we say, incompetent or not properly qualified and licensed under our laws, rules, and regulations. And of course, the employers are going to change their way. They don't want to be liable. They don't want to be paying out money. And I think at least deep down they suspect that these people are underqualified. What makes them so attractive is the fact that they'll work cheaper than, let's say, a bona fide American trucker. And I think this has to stop. And again, if anyone can explain to me why we do not jail and charge and convict the employers who are hiring these people. If you, cut out the government benefits for illegal immigrants, which the Trump administration, many kudos to them in this regard. They've certainly changed the picture in this regard from what it was in the Biden administration, where they couldn't find enough American cash to give these people. So when you dry that up and then you don't have a job for them, they're going to self-deport. We have to be realistic. I believe the majority of these people that came here for a better way of life. They read and see movies and stuff about American prosperity, and they want to be part of that. They live in oppressive countries where the cost of living is substantially lower than our standard of living. And so it's understandable why they want to flee those countries and come to America. But we just can't. This country cannot survive with these huge numbers of foreigners who don't speak the language. Most of them refuse to assimilate. I have a lot of respect for some of these immigrants who come here, because many of them are super hard workers. They're willing to work 12-hour days, something, Americans tend to shy away from. And so they are hardworking and they want to do best for their families. Unfortunately, these countries also saw the opportunity to empty their prisons and their mental home institutions, because that was a money-saving thing on their part. They're saving all the upkeep that they would have to pay for these people. And the only thing they told them is, look, we'll let you out of here, but you have to head north up into America. Let them deal with you. And unfortunately, far too many Americans have now died as a result of these mentally incompetent and criminals that are in with the hardworking people. So, we have an immigration policy. I know I hear all the time, our immigration policy is ineffective and we need to change it and all this other nonsense. What we need to do is enforce the laws that are on the books. And if we just enforce the laws that are on the books, then this problem would actually disappear. They wouldn't have to be spending all of this money out there for all these extra ICE agents and all of the transportation costs and everything else. It's really, really simple. Put the employers in prison. Stop them from hiring these illegal people. Again, this headline says it all. The Supreme Court issued this decision saying that these companies are liable, and all of a sudden they don't want any part of these foreign, underqualified drivers. And so we need to pressure our elected officials to go after the employers. No, they don't want to go after the employers, because the employers are the big businessmen. These are the people who donate to their campaigns. So you can't possibly go after them. And therein lies the problem. It's a simple fix, but our politicians are too corrupt to enact that simple fix. Now, I don't know what the solution is to this, but I do know we're going down the wrong trail, and it's not going to bode well for the future of this country. So I hope they all get their act together soon and fix this immigration problem. And when I say fix it, I mean enforce the laws. An illegal alien is an illegal alien. It's not some undocumented clown. Illegal, that's the most important word. And we have to stop these lunatic leftists from changing our vocabulary. So with that, I just wanted to rant a little bit over this headline, because this headline really illustrates that the problem is easy to be fixed. Just put the employers in jail and your problem will go away on its own accord. With that, I want to again wish everybody a good day. Stay safe. Crazy world out there. I used to say it gets crazier by the day, which is true, but anymore it's getting crazier by the hour. So we have to deal with it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.